Hi guys, how are you?
Hi, hi.
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 We are starting a new edition of Polkatalks. We are with Raphael Kling and the guys from Cadena group. They are from Chile. They are making a lot of things in Latin America and the Portuguese and Spanish world at all. We are doing this meeting today because we are with Raphael Kling. Raphael Kling is a DotSama ambassador too. Raphael, are you involved with Akala and Moonbeam too? Yeah.
You won't be anymore because I was struggling in find time to do Akala, Polkadot, and Moonbeam. I focus now on Akala and Polkadot.
Um, about Raphael, he did important to work in Spain a few years ago about the wine producers. And one of the things that we discussed a lot in Chile is about how to deal with different markets, with different local realities of production and in industries, and how to introduce it in Web3 technologies. And the guys from Cadena started to talk with some wine producers, and it started also a discussion about how to do that. And I think that meeting is very it's that's the time to have that. So I will pass the word for Torres. Torres is the guy that started to research some about wine and Chile, and we could start that talk with this Torres speak.
Yeah, thanks for the introduction, Eduardo. Well, the thing of talking about Web3 and wines, it's a theme that we have in our discussions, in our conversations with Marcelo and Joseph. We're just a chain aficionate, Web3 aficionates, and we were talking about the value that all these background technologies about blockchain traceability, the all the NFTs, giving amount of value, extra value to wines, or also information about all the process. It opened us the discussion and the way of how we can introduce it as a mechanism for vineyards, independent vineyards here, like small vineyards here, promote their wines to use these technologies to transparent and show out how they're really doing their process of wines or they are selling. And we had a lot of ideas from having NFTs, wines, and just having like the NFT of the wine with a collateral of the wine. Then we have thought about like creating this label of the wine with the information like uh, of the wine distributed in the actors of the elaboration of this. For example, like we take the wine, we can see where it has been planted, where it has been passes through the barrels, or it just was tanks, and then just coming out of what bottling, what cork they use. But like having the information from each part of the process would give so much value and decentralization of the information on the label, and a lot of things like that. That there is actually already in the Ethereum system a OpenSea actually NFT market, and with a lot of economics about decentralizing finance and in the markets of producers and a kind of a an economics that is kind of replied in other Ethereum systems. But I thought like, well, we all know the what the community of Polkadot it means, all the quality on the minting of the NFTs, and the that is much more convenient for the communities, for the people to reach a technology as Remark or Quartz are offering us nowadays over NFTs with their layers, with all their technology. And well, it was something that we have discussed, and I have the close to these themes of wines because I live in Casablanca, one of the 10 world like worldwide capitals of wines in the world. Too many W's, and it's very nice here to live here because it's like something very representative from here. The climate influences a lot on the wines. There's a lot of expression between the earth and the winemaker, their style, their life, everything connected to what is all the wine process. And I have participated very near from it. I was a sommelier in one of the best vineyards here, and I also had the experience in 2020 to work as a harvesting the grapes. So it's nice, and I think these technologies can help a lot with these these things.
Uh, Rafael, you conducted a study in Spain few times ago, and could you make some speech about that? How you conducted, what you discovered?
Yeah, I did it. I think it was like maybe 2 or 3 years ago. We started doing some like research on how we can help these producers using technology because NFT it's like a very flexible technology. You can use so many different things. So our first idea was to enable the producer to finance the production because for if you are a small producer, take a lot of money to wait for the wine. In Spain they call this like a crianza process. It's you need to leave the wine waiting for like 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. So if your producer require a lot of money sitting there getting old, so the idea was to enable them to sell this wine before producing, and then the people own this wine, but they are there growing the bacteria or the process of the wine in the what they call this get ready for the enjoy. So this was the first idea, using this as like a financing tool. The second idea was to increase transparency for the networks, because if you this wine is already in chain, you can track the carbon footprint, you can track the like a climatic variations, because sometimes you have a very good wine in 2010, but in 2011 is not good because there is like some like a snowing or something like this. So if you have these on chain, you can scan this QR code or these NFTs, and then you know exactly what happened in the life of these wines. So this was the second idea. The idea was to create like a more interactive experience. Because my PhD was doing on like a VR technology and artificial intelligence. So my idea is to create more like an interactive experience to allow people to visit the vineyards and using like a AR or VR. It's more like a enjoyable experience. And finally, we discovered something very interesting for using the blockchain technology, was for like helping like an organization. If you want to do a donation, the wine we're producing was connected to the LGBTQ community. For especially in Brazil, we have a lot of suffering, and a lot of people from the LGBTQ consume a lot of wine. So we were saying, yeah, we can help the community, and the community can buy this wine and help the community, and then they can track exactly how much money is going for the arts and design, the label, be more like a social good connected. So when you guys are presenting, I was thinking maybe opportunity now to create exactly like a Kusama or Polkadot DAO of wine, because we can go on some of these small producers and ask, can you produce like 1,000 of bottles with our label or Kusama label, and I can go in Spain, produce like 1,000 of bottles of this Kusama label, and have like a DAO of like a wine for Kusama society, and people buy this token, buy the wine, we put it all together, and we see as a like a project for Kusama, just to showing like a real case of using like a free technology entry, going outside the only assets. I think it will be like a very interesting project.
Yeah, well, in for the complement of that you talk, and as a consequence of our event in La Serena among the stars, we're very excited to raise a wine proposal that you talk about NFTs. I think that the origin that Chile have about this product, it's a good window to we make about in the excellence marketplace of NFTs that the Polkadot ecosystem have, because in Remark make something in Remark 2.0, maybe put an NFT in other NFT, and works in the brand mark about the products to construct something that apport value to the producers of wine and the people that buy this wine, to make this something. I think it's a good opportunity. I learning English, and maybe cannot explain everything that in my head, but I make my best effort to that, and I feel very happy to think this opportunity to make and construct these things that in together for the community. Maybe Alberto can explain better that.
Yeah, yeah. What Marcelo like the idea, we he was saying is something also we talked with Eduardo there about our NFT wines. That it was the wine from the event, and it was more or less like a case of use. We want to do it like that. We want to develop a kind of an NFT with an intrinsic value. But what Raphael was saying about the DAO, about all the DotSama over the DotSama community, it sounds very interesting in the sense of reaching to communities through this technology, this public infrastructure that is the DotSama, and trying to give them through a concept or a mechanism where we can promote the sustainable wines, where we can promote more community wines, or even including, for example, the idea of pre- pre- preparing an NFT or a value in the blockchain of a wine that it hasn't produced. We can help like um, independent movements of viñateros of vineyard. I don't know the name of like the people of them, like the owners of the vineyard, but in a small scale, and help them to organize to them to plant and create a system, a DAO where they can have their land, produce their wines, and it's something that it seems to happen nowadays. For example, here in Casablanca, that there's a lot of young winemakers that they come and try to find out a small land to plant out their vineyards and start developing a more uh, eco-friendly, sustainable wines and being part of for example, the community of it's called in Spanish Movimiento de Viñateros Independientes. They are actually having tomorrow their wine fest of the season, their harvest party, um, and they are like having out that concept of being more eco-friendly, planting what it's planting in a way that they are giving they're maintaining the quality of the soil. And I think the DotSama community and the DotSama technology goes in that way. On just an example, a Remark team just launched a NFT. I bought a seat with Francisco, a guy also from the team, these seats are trees in Portugal, and I think it's very fantastic that there are these ideas. I think they're like uh, practical uses tests. So uh, giving the same implementation over a project of sustainable vineyards, or even to more going having a bigger view. It could be to other um, agriculture in general, but for the wine, for sure, it's something that is very attractive for wine people, and that they would definitely um, would like to interact with it.
Yeah, I think
Rafael,
could be also be a good gift for the community, because we are like a big community, right? To have maybe I don't know how many members, maybe 5,000. If the Polkadot can give a bottle for all members of the community, I think it will be a great like a Christmas present for all members of the community, because it's gonna help increase brand awareness and all this, and the people see the community. It's just gift to be part of this big community, big family.
I think that
Yeah.
we could um, at this moment thinking more about how to support the producers to don't to make them don't go to a bank just to financing that production, because it's a very expensive way to do that. And if we are talking about future titles, and we thinking more about quantities and not a single bottle, we are really causing a strong impact in that viability of these guys. And Raphael also in your research, he discovered that there is a lot of funds in eurozone, and these funds could not only be applied on countries in eurozone, but depends of how we write the some proposals to assess these funds. We could integrate other countries like Chile and other wine producers. And there is another thing that I think it's important is talking about not the only wine production, but similar use cases that we could apply it the same the same the same mechanics, like for example olive oil industry. We Because we have the uh, the same use case that should be adapted to wine and for attempt that other that other products. And Rafael, can you explain a little more about your experience in rising funds in eurozone?
Yeah, I used to apply for some of these European funds. Now I'm in university. I apply all the time for European. There is some like a collaborative funds for specifically for European, but some funds cover also like third countries. And I remember I sent to a friend from Chile because it was an open call to collaborate with Chile. I think might be something we can look into it for applying for like especially this ecological wine because this is something that I think is now with the climate change everyone's talk will be how we can produce like a more environmental friendly production and wine as it's probably is one of the biggest like a vector of the economy in Chile. You can if you have this like a ecological will be I think it'll be a great selling point. And another use for the technology I forgot when I was playing it's the counterfeit because especially these top quality wine they suffer a lot of counterfeit. So if you have these NFTs as authenticity stamp, yeah, I think it will be great because when they buy, they know this is like the original one, not a copy, because they can scan, they can track, and they know this NFT was emitted by the producer. It's not something the people can copy.
And about do you guys have some idea how we can start a conversation thinking about that producers in Spain, that producers in Chile, how we can organize that? Are you talking more about that with Mr. Excel and the other guys involved?
Well, we have a lot of ideas over the wines and the blockchain technology. For one side, for example, as Cadena, we have received specific requested for some wine producers, and they want to like develop NFT wines and such. And then by the other side, for example, like as a more organic or more community and all these things that we have been talking, we have planned them first the case use of our wines of the event and but also we have they know for example Mr. Excel that there's the funds and the opportunities to talk with the producers, get the instance of reaching to them as a Polkadot ambassadors, and then getting them to get familiarized with all these technologies. And we have talked about just that. It's like very primary stage. But I think it's after, for example, the talk we had in La Serena with you, Eduardo, it was like very open for us too about the organized group of people and get to have a wine that you had financed before it had became a wine. You are financing the next harvest, the next wine process, and that applied to the decentralization of all the process in the sense that, for example, like as every process, every technical process, it has its stamps of the quality of the if it has uh, respect all the process laws and everything, and if that process you can translate it to a blockchain stamp into the stamp each validator of the process. I think it would be a very big change on what our perception over the industry, because it's something very in it's something very common here also, that people from Casablanca or from other valleys don't have a good control over big agro industries or even smaller, like they're really focused on even like the product itself. About the theme of the water, we are not having that much water nowadays, and it's very also important to make that differences on your processes and showing them and being transparent about them, because
Yeah,
well, we know grapes, they I mean vineyards use water, but the grapes for wines, they use much less water than, for example, avocado or grapes for eating. So it's very important, and it will be very nice to get to reach to those instances.
Can say something about complement of Alberto. We believe it is important that wine producers can appreciate the true value of this technology and understand how it can contribute to the development of their business. I think it will be good to prepare a presentation to talk to these products and convey to them all the good things that come with entering this world so that they can visualize the same opportunities
Mhm.
that we see in the integration of NFTs in this product.
I think that we could make it like a challenge for ourselves, something like we will produce the first um, blockchain wine, like something like that.
Yeah.
And we are establishing uh, with some guys in Spain or in Chile or in any other country, like experiences and how to do that. And this same model should be applied in other contexts of countries, in other contexts of markets in the near future. Because I think that we have to communicate it as the more objective way that we could. And
Hmm.
if you are talking about we want to discuss with the producer the possibilities to do that in the near future, all the things are not fitted. All the things are becomes um, less and less concrete.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think that we could it's a communication factor, and it's also a very clear objective of we are trying to do.
Yeah,
And
I I think it's a very good point you're reaching, and we could even like open the discuss after like this conversation. That it's good that it's being live and it's be like available to people to hear it and watch it, and there we can open the discussion on how a proposal for um this integration of blockchain, the DotSama ecosystem, to a whole wine community and industry and all the things that we have talked here about the communities of the wine producers and with the uh, green seal, environmental seal, very present too.
so I think that that's the point. The point is is to be for our efforts should be more clear. We have we have to know exactly what we are trying to do. And
Yeah.
in my mind, what we are doing is like a diplomatic mission to establish a communication work together with guys that are not involved with technology as we are. And we have to establish a use case like the guys in like the guys from Urbanomics did with
Yeah. A good example.
Atacama. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Be-
why
be-
that's why my suggestion was like to do like a very simple ask. We will buy like a 1,000 of bottles, put our label, and then we show them after the project what we did, and we use this tool as a finance tool, and then we can invite as we
like a,
gain a lot from
like
the producer. If you just say, can we buy 1,000 bottles and put our own label on your wine, and then we do this as a, like a just to like a proof of concept showing this like a small, like a wine DAO, bringing together like a producer, consumers, the community.
I
Yeah,
think that it have if we create a product like that, of course there is a logistic thing about it because it's very expensive to import it from one country for one country for another. But I think that we could think more about that. But I agree with you that we have to put it in a product like something that guys that don't know anything about technology they really could have the experience of uh, taking the product in your own hands and taste it. It's something that already not explored as a possibility in blockchain. I don't know any other wine that was produced using this technology at all nowadays.
yeah. Oh, I think that the thing of the thousand wines, and it's a good idea, so it can wake up the interest of the community on getting reach to this kind of projects. And would you think, Eduardo, will be like the first step of opening this discussion or this themes, or like
I,
the
I
first
think that
kickoff of it?
I think the kickoff is the Discord channel, and we have to separate it and the subjects that we are dealing because in Chile we have a lot of spin-offs of the, the ideas that we had at these times, and we have to begin to work there. And I suggested to Mr. Excel just to we concentrated about that project of the wines, about the Spain, about everything that we discussed. We have to concentrate all the ideas in that channel. We I suggested for Mr. Excel to create a document that we are putting the better ideas, and we will just could start to work by this form, by an asynchronous way, because it will be easy for every one of us. And I invited you, Raphael, to join with us in that construction. You are already in
Sounds
the
great.
Discord channel. Are you already in the Discord
Uh,
channel?
uh, I think you sent me this morning the link, right? But I'm not sure if I connect. But I'm
Just
gonna join today.
just enter there, and we will just continue that discussion because the idea is to make something about that in this format that we are discussing, but we have to mature all the ideas about it, and I think that the way to do that is acting like a group.
To
Yeah, sounds
we
good.
have to
It's like
open.
a proper DAO.
Ah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like a DAO.
Mm.
It's a very good initiative in which we can collaborate together to build.
Yeah, exactly. So we actually, after this stream, we're organizing it with Eduardo, and we can create a channel specifically for this thematic and for this theme. So yeah, it's a very good kickoff.
Okay, okay. Guys, one of you have anything more to talk about that subject that we're dealing today? Hi.
For my side, I I think it's well. I'm very glad for this instance. I think it's a very constructive talk, and just invite to everyone to have this discussion, have an idea. If you have thought about it, bring it up to the DAO, and
I thought you were
let's
going to invite us to Chile.
and yes, you're more than invited to Chile to drink wine. Yes, that's for
Yeah.
sure.
It will be great. But in your case, Rafael, is easier to invite you to Spain because you are closer to Spain than Chile.
Yeah, Spain. I think
Yeah,
Spain is gonna be the place. Yeah, Spain is gonna be the
Yeah.
place.
will
The
be
first
good.
development.
See,
Yeah,
see,
to have
see,
something
see.
like this. And thank you, Eduardo, for this instance. I am very pleased to have met Rafa, and very excited to collaborate with all the people who are watching us. And it is all.
Yeah, join our wine DAO and buy wine token.
One of
Yes.
those.
Yeah, Kuza Bros.
Kusa
Proof
Bros,
proof of
amigos.
wine.
King
Hashtag
for a
proof
day.
of
Ready
wine.
King
free
for,
wine.
king for a day.
King for a day.
Hey,
King
Yeah.
for a day. Kuza Kings for a
Nice.
day. Nice, guys. I will finish that transmission. And Torres, how we could conduct the other work that we will do. I
I
make
will
a
send you.
meet.
Yeah. I'll send you a Google Meet.
Okay. I will connect in this channel right now.
Nice.
Thank you, guys. I will close that transmission now, and stay with us. That will be a lot of other subjects that we will continue to talk in Polkatalks and on other channels that we are creating as the efforts to continue the communication about this so important encounter that we already have in Chile. Okay, thank you guys, and we nice to meet you, and bye.
Bye
Bye.
bye,
bye, guys.
Gusto.
Bye
Have a nice
bye, bye
day.
bye.
Have a good day.